Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for starting your week with us. I am Louisa Lee here to keep you informed and entertained. 欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新奇、最有趣的新闻。With the music from the era in the background, the ill-fated ship's story is retold and relived over the weekend as people aboard a Titanic memorial cruise, taking passengers to where the doomed liner sank 100 years ago. Titanic 沉没100周年，有罹难者家属跟历史迷透过铁达尼之旅的纪念行程，到铁达尼沉没的地点举行追悼仪式。
From a frigid deck above Atlantic waters, a band plays a haunting tune. A menu recalls a dinner served nearly a century ago. Some passengers wear bowler hats, many buttons, and layers of skirts, period dress for the time.
I was really surprised at the number of people that we talked to and told that we were going to go on this trip. They said, "Ooh, that's creepy. I wouldn't do that." And I thought, I don't find it creepy at all. I love history.
The cruise ship Azamara Journey is on course for a scene of disaster, the site off Newfoundland where the Titanic sank in the early morning hours of April 15, 1912. 100 years later, conditions may be eerily similar, the captain says.
It's still very, very cold outside. It's only at the moment 5 degrees above freezing outside. So it's pretty close, not quite as cold as it was, but it's pretty close enough, I think, for most people standing on deck at 2:20 in the morning.
The Titanic was on its maiden voyage when it struck an iceberg and began slipping into the sea. Around 700 people were rescued, but there were too few lifeboats to save the rest. 1,517 lives were lost. Herbert Fuller Chaffee's body was never recovered. His great-granddaughter Suzanne Stroud says retracing the liner's ill-fated voyage will bring her closer to her lost relative.
Say hello and goodbye, I guess. You know, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
The cruise ship will reach the site of Titanic's shipwreck by April 15th, in time to remember the world's most famous maritime disaster. And hear again the song many believe the band played on its way down.
And now to the world of entertainment. We have heard this before and we are hearing it again, but this time it's for real. The world's hottest couple, the mega Hollywood pair, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, are indeed engaged. And there's no doubt about that after witnessing the big rock on her finger that's partially designed by Brad. Hollywood 最高调的情侣档 Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie 在同居了7年，又生了3个小孩子之后，终于决定要步上红毯。Pitt 已经向 Jolie 求婚，还自己设计戒指。Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, who have been together since 2005, have shut down wedding rumors for years, saying that they wouldn't be walking down the aisle until the nation allows all couples to marry. But over time, both Brad and Angelina have said that their children, their brood of 6, have been pressuring them into doing what lovers do at the end of the day. And it sure worked. Brad's manager has further verified their engagement, saying that it is a promise for the future and their kids are very happy. There's no date set at this time. Angelina was first photographed wearing the custom-made ring while visiting the Chinese art collection at the LA County Museum with Brad and their son, Pax. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Pitt-to-be. And the superstar is hitting all the right notes with the scent. On the heels of her acclaimed album MDNA, pop diva Madonna debuts her first ever fragrance and explains that she wanted to create something that reminds her of her late mother. 天后 Madonna 最近不但新专辑冲上排行榜冠军，还发行了自己的香水，吸引很多歌迷抢购。
Greeted by screams and cheers from 300 lucky fans, the Queen of Pop took the stage at a department store in New York last week for the launch of her new fragrance, Truth or Dare.
Wearing perfume and smelling good has been a big part of my life. I'm a big scent person, and over the years, I've been approached by various people and fragrance companies to create a perfume, and this is the first time that I've been able to create a smell that I really love, that I can stand by, and that I can also mass produce. So, finally.
Flora and wood combined with the scent of vanilla and caramelized amber set the aroma apart from other floral fragrances, a combination that Madonna says reminds her of her mother.
My mother was always wearing fracas, and I always remember her smell, but particularly when I would wake up early in the morning and I would come into my parents' bedroom at night and try to sneak in between my mom and my dad and have a couple of hours of quality time. And I always smelled the smell of gardenias and tuberose on my mother, so I wanted to create a fragrance that reminded me of her.
The pop star teamed with Fabian Baron to create a white and gold bottle with a logo they say represents truth and spirituality. Truth or Dare will be available at specialty stores starting next year.
And Hollywood heavyweights heated up the red carpet in Los Angeles recently to promote for their newest Marvel-inspired superhero film, The Avengers. And now let's hear what the stars have to say about playing in the highly anticipated flick that's out in theaters April 25th in Taiwan. Marvel 系列的最新电影《The Avengers》集合了许多超级英雄，包括 Iron Man、Captain America 和 Thor， 要一起打败坏人，保护地球。最近演员出席首映会，谈谈拍这部片有趣的经验。
Mother of all superhero movies, The Avengers, featuring stars including Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson, premiered in Los Angeles earlier last week. Johansson talked about what she looked forward to at the end of each day filming action-packed scenes.
I think at the end of the day when you take your suit off, you're just thinking, I lived to survive. I survived another day. You know, we spend so much time in this movie fighting each other, fighting the bad guys, and you're just bruised and battered, and I think at the end of the day you're just thinking, dinner.
She's amongst a list of recruits put together by Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson. His job is to save the world from evil god Loki, played by British actor Tom Hiddleston. Fury assembles a team of superheroes to fight, but far too often their egos get in the way. Despite the strenuous and often physically grueling scenes some actors had to film, Jackson, 63, requested to director Joss Whedon that he did not want to be part of it.
It's just me being, you know, sort of an old guy, saying, you know, I can get things done and not run. But he made me run once, and he apologized. He said, you have to run just one time, so it's fine.
To his team, Fury adds Captain America, played by Chris Evans, the Hulk, starring Mark Ruffalo, and Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner. Marvel Comics' Iron Man kicked off the series, and its star Robert Downey Jr. said he was happy to be sharing the spotlight.
You know, for me, the Iron Man franchise is what opened up all these other opportunities in some ways, you know. It's really fun. I mean, The Avengers is a much kind of broader kind of, I think, audience and net that it's casting, which I think is really smart and cool, and I don't know, you know.
Australian actor Chris Hemsworth plays Thor, the brother of Loki, and explained that Thor's situation is a little bit more unique than the rest of the characters battling for Earth's survival.
The storyline in this is it's his brothers there causing chaos, and his motivation is, you know, of how to stop him is a little more a softer approach than the rest of the guys because they're not related to him. So, you know, it's an interesting mix.
The big-budget Disney film is based on the Marvel comic book series, first published in 1963. The action-adventure will open in Taiwan cinemas on April 25th, with other places to open shortly thereafter.
And patience, my friend, will be able to get it in about 10 days. And that's it for this edition. I am Louisa Lee, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Meanwhile, stay with CTS for the latest weather update and for more top stories.